So let me tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle.
I'm the stepdaughter, the one whose stepfather refused to pay for my wedding because I wanted my actual father to walk me down the aisle.
The story begins with a deeply emotional family conflict centered around a wedding and the difficult choices surrounding who will play an important role in the ceremony. According to the account, a longtime stepfather is told that he will not be walking his stepdaughter down the aisle, as she has chosen to give that honor to her biological father instead. The decision comes after years of the stepfather being present in her daily life, making the situation especially painful and emotionally complex for everyone involved. Throughout today's video, we'll follow the full story as new details emerge, unexpected perspectives come to light, and the family navigates one of the most challenging moments in their relationship. Be sure to stay until the end, because the situation takes several surprising turns before it's over.
I'll tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle.
I'm the stepdaughter, the one whose stepfather refused to pay for my wedding because I wanted my actual father to walk me down the aisle.
Her daddy, he don't contribute to not 1 cent on her. Not her education, not child support, and he only around to make promises. I do that for you, I do this for you, and then take off. And then she'd be heartbroken. But she adores her father, right?
This is my father. Flawed, yes. Inconsistent, yes. But he's still my father, and no one can ever replace that.
She just graduated from university, which I paid for. She went to an in-state university, but it still cost me about $40,000. I also bought her a car. I bought her a car straight after high school. That way she could go back and forth to school. She still lives with me and her mother. She does not have a job.
He's been there for me for years. School, rides, money, everything. He was stable when my dad wasn't. So yeah.
The wedding venue, I told him they could have it in my home. The wedding venue can hold about 250 people, right? Now I said, hey, I got a list of 20 people that I want to come to the wedding. I'm paying for this at my house. I want these 20 people to come. So I went and talked to my girlfriend and said, did you invite those 20 people to the wedding that I told you about? Man, she didn't invite none of them. She said 250 people was a little tight, and I don't think we can get your 20 people in there. Man, I was pissed. Then she gonna say if any of the people that we already invited don't RSVP, then we'll get some of your people in here. I'm like, what?
I should have thought deeper, and I should have seen how it made him feel, but I wasn't trying to use him.
The crazy part about it is, when I check the invitations, they don't even have my name on them. They have her real daddy and her on the invitations that I paid for. I paid for these invitations. How you got a real daddy on there, her mama on there?
Life is short, and I didn't want to look back on my wedding day and regret not us both being there.
A couple days later, I'm hosting the venue at my house, hosting the wedding family at my house, okay? It's me, stepdaughter, girlfriend, groom, and their parents, right? Trying to help everybody get real acquainted. Then a surprise guest shows up, my stepdaughter's real daddy. And I'm like, you know what? Tell me why my stepdaughter proceeds to stand up and announce that her real daddy is giving her away at the wedding.
I realized I wanted something different, and I should have told my stepdad. Yes, I should have pulled him aside, but I didn't know how to say it without hurting him. So it slipped out at the dinner table, and yeah, that was wrong. I'm gonna take the blame for that.
I said, you know, I owe the groom and the bride a deep debt of gratitude because they have opened my eyes tonight. They have let me know that my position in this family is not what I thought it was.
Life is short, and I didn't want to look back at my wedding day and regret not giving both of us that moment.
What? The wedding that I'm paying for, in my house? The daddy don't do nothing for you? It's giving you away?
My husband actually said it first. Babe, your real dad should walk you down the aisle. And that hit me. Like, yeah, he should.
Oh, and they were just so happy and smiling. Oh, yay, great. Inside, I was fuming. Inside, I wanted to cry or punch somebody. Probably wanted to do both, honestly.
For everything he didn't do, that's still my dad. That's still the man whose DNA I carry. And one moment doesn't erase the damage, but it does mean something to me. But I'm not apologizing for wanting my real father to be there at my wedding. And everyone keeps talking about it.
I let them know I am not the godfather or, you know, the head of the family that I thought I was, the loved one that would be seeked out in times of need. Nah. I realized I'm an ATM.
Like, Everybody keeps talking about the money like I was trying to use him, but I wasn't. I swear I wasn't. I'm just used to him being there. He's never told me no. He paid for school, my car, everything I needed. So was I wrong for thinking that he'd help with the wedding too? He's always helped me. I thought that he wanted to. I wasn't thinking about money. I was thinking about my wedding and how I dreamed that it would look.
So I went on ahead and let her know I will not be there, and neither will my money. Yeah. And they would no longer be at my house either. And you would no longer be at my house or your daughter. Because, yeah, I'm not family. I'm not even important enough to be put up on the brochure. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So I let her know that I'm not paying for it, and you and your daughter can get out of my house because apparently we're not a family. Yeah, we just two people stand up in this house, and I'm an ATM. Have fun at the wedding, man.
And breaking up with my mom over it? I don't understand that part. My mom didn't pressure me. She didn't force anything, any of this. She helped me plan. She supported me. How was she supposed to tell me not to invite my father, even though that's what I wanted?
Now, later that night, tell me why my girlfriend gonna come to me talking about how I'm ruining so much. How I'm ruining so much for backing out, and how her daughter ain't gonna have her dream wedding, and how her daughter ain't this and that.
She just wanted me to be happy, her daughter.
Okay, well, it's apparent that I'm not family in this family. So the family should take care of it, right? That's my stepdaughter. I mean, it ain't even my stepdaughter, really. It's my girlfriend. I just happen to be around her for the last 10 years. She takes me to where they planning the wedding, and the wedding planner showed me, all the things they got going down, everything they got set up. I looked at the food they got. 2 of the dishes got stuff I'm allergic to in it.
And on my wedding day, I chose what my heart would want. And if that makes me wrong, then okay.
I just started laughing. Like, they want me to pay for this. I can't eat the food. And the 20 people out of 250 that I wanted, they can't even come in my house? Wow.
I love my stepfather, I really do. But I love my father too, even with all his mistakes. But I'm not finna apologize for wanting my dad to want me down the aisle. That's it, and that's all.
Since I have been replaced as host, I shall be relinquishing, giving my financial duties to the new host. And
based on the details shared, the situation raises questions about expectations, appreciation, and the role a step-parent plays in a child's life. From this perspective, it appears the stepfather provided years of financial and emotional support, helping with major milestones and responsibilities typically associated with a parent at the same time. The decision about who walks someone down the aisle is deeply personal and can involve complicated family dynamics that aren't always visible from the outside. If the stepfather truly contributed so much over the years, it's understandable why he might feel hurt by the outcome, especially if he was still expected to help pay for the wedding despite not being given that role. Overall, the story highlights how family relationships can become especially complicated when gratitude, expectations, and long-standing emotional bonds collide during major life events.
Father abandoned her during the wedding, leaving the bride standing alone at the aisle. He was supposed to walk her forward, but instead, he suddenly turned away. As the guests tried to understand what was happening, he returned with another man. It was her stepfather, the one who had raised her for most of her life, and many couldn't hold back their tears.
One possible compromise in situations like this is to find a way to honor both parental figures, especially when each has played a meaningful role in different stages of a person's life. In many families, having both a biological father and a stepfather participate in the ceremony can acknowledge those relationships without forcing the occasion into an all-or-nothing choice. When a step-parent has spent years helping raise a child, providing support, guidance, and stability, it's understandable that they may hope to be recognized during a milestone like a wedding. At the same time, every family has its own history, and the couple ultimately decides how they want to celebrate those relationships. Overall, the situation highlights how emotionally complex blended families can be, where there may not be a perfect solution, but thoughtful compromises can sometimes help recognize the contributions of everyone involved.
Yo, big day, you invited your ex to the wedding, man. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. You invited your ex to the wedding. That's crazy.
We're just friends now.
How y'all just friends? Why is he at our wedding?
You're worried about somebody from college. We're married marrying you. Like, this is our
We're not married. Matter of fact, here, you can take this ring back.
No, babe.
You can take the ring back. On my soul, it's over with. It's over with. That's crazy. It's over with, bro.
The situation becomes even more surprising when it's revealed that an ex-partner was invited to the wedding without the knowledge of the person she was planning to marry. If that's an accurate account of what happened, it's easy to understand why this would create serious concerns about trust and communication before the marriage had even begun. Major decisions surrounding a wedding, especially those involving former partners, are generally the kind of topics that benefit from open and honest discussion. When something that's significant is kept from a fiancé, it can raise questions about transparency and whether both people are entering the marriage with the same expectations that, in the end, the relationship never reached the wedding day, and the situation serves as a reminder that honesty and clear communication are essential before making a lifelong commitment. Sometimes discovering major compatibility issues before the marriage takes place can prevent even bigger conflicts down the road.
You're signing these papers.
I'm not signing nothing. No, I'm not. I just told you I'm not signing this.
Since she's been born.
This paper, I'm not signing. I'm not signing that. You want this is her decision to get divorced. So why should I pay for her daughter that's not mine biologically? Whether you think I adopted her or not, yeah, I took care of her.
Give us 15 and we'll figure this out.
Okay, so you might need 15. You know what I'm saying?
You just thrown away 7 years of being in your daughter's
You're throwing away 7 years.
You raised her.
This was your idea, not mine.
You raised her. We were together.
This is your idea, not mine.
You know what?
Was it not your idea to get divorced?
Look, we're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
Let's just take 15 minutes to cool off.
How you don't want to help me take care of Charlotte?
Yo, you being unprofessional.
How you don't want to help me take care of Charlotte?
You're very unprofessional.
So what I'm supposed to tell Charlotte? So what I'm supposed to tell her?
Tell her that we
So what
get
am I
divorced.
supposed to tell her?
Okay, I'm not
So
signing that.
you just walking out her life completely?
Yes, I am. I'm closing this chapter in my...
The situation becomes even more complicated after the divorce. According to the account, the stepfather is no longer legally responsible for continuing the parental role he had during the marriage, yet he's now being asked to provide ongoing financial support. From this perspective, it's understandable why the request would be viewed as controversial. In many cases, child support obligations depend on the specific legal relationship, court orders, and the laws in the relevant jurisdiction. If the children's biological parent has a legal support obligation, that is typically addressed through the appropriate legal process. Overall, the story highlights the difficult financial and emotional questions that can arise after a blended family separates, particularly when expectations about responsibility differ between the people.
And there's going to be an expectation, if you're in a relationship with a single mother, the single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds like sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that, though, is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So she might expect you to provide, but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child. To me, if you're going to be responsible providing for a child, and you're going to step in as a stepfather, you aren't given authority over the kid. Like, most single moms are not going to like allow you to discipline their kid, but they will expect you to provide for their kid. So it's all the responsibility with none of the authority. And actually, there are some single mothers who have an expectation that the guy start providing instantly. For example, you hear these stories of women wanting men to pay for the babysitter like on the first date.
The discussion highlights one of the most common challenges in blended families: defining the role of a step-parent. In some situations, a step-parent may be expected to provide financial support, transportation, and day-to-day care, yet have little authority when it comes to setting rules or helping with discipline. That mismatch in expectations can create frustration and confusion for everyone involved. Every family handles these responsibilities differently, and successful co-parenting often depends on clear communication and mutual agreement about each adult's role. When those expectations aren't aligned, conflicts can quickly develop and put additional strain on the relationship. Stay tuned, because the final story takes this issue in an entirely different direction and ends with one of the most unexpected twists in the entire video.
Eat the rest of your food. Shut up, you're the same age as me, bro.
Do not talk to your father that way. It's our stepdad, not our father.
Yeah, hey! Stepdad. What do you were not excused. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with you?
The final story highlights the unique challenges that can arise in blended families, especially when the step-parent and stepchild are close in age. In situations like that, building a relationship based on mutual respect can be more complicated, as the dynamic may feel less like a traditional parent-child relationship and more like two adults navigating shared family roles. Ultimately, successful blended families often depend on clear expectations, open communication, and respect from everyone involved. Every family is different, and there isn't a single formula that works for every situation, but establishing healthy boundaries and recognizing each person's role can make a meaningful difference over time. That wraps up today's video. Let me know your thoughts on these stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed the discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.